I'm sitting in an infrared sauna, probably be 145 degrees soon, um, because it's grounding me in a sense in spiritual reality. Um, but thinking of a Bible verse in the Old Testament, if I recollect it, it's the sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness hath surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? I remember a little over 40 years ago, really struggling to find peace and rest in the context of knowing that there's an eternal hell that almost everyone is going to go to. I was searching, struggling, trying to understand, reading the literature that I could get my hands on, everything that Christians were saying. I didn't even try other religions, but just getting no help and feeling lost. Trying to go through the motions and jump through the hoops to try to find peace with God, with this sense of dread that I was going to spend eternity in the lake of fire, and not knowing how to get rid of that. People would tell me you're making too much of it, you're splitting hairs, nobody can be sure. I'm like, no, this is important. I want to go to heaven, and I want to be 100% sure of that. I cannot entertain the smallest particle of doubt that I would spend eternity burning and suffering in a lake of fire. Can you prove that hell exists? Can I prove it? That's not the right question. If you cannot prove it doesn't exist, which proving that something doesn't exist is really hard. If we can't prove it doesn't exist, we must act as if it might and live accordingly. That's Pascal's wager, if you look it up. If you're going to place a bet. If you don't know for sure, place a bet that maximizes your potential outcome, the probability of a good outcome. Place your bet there. In this case, there's only one person who's died and come back to life who can tell us what it's like on the other side that we know for sure, and that's Jesus Christ. He died, he rose again, and he believed in hell, and he warned us against it. But I remember the fear, the dread. I mean, what would it be like to wake up on the other side of death and realize you missed it? You're going to spend eternity separated from the love of God because you wouldn't receive it. You're going to burn forever. The only way out is to turn to him, lay down your arms and surrender, and you just won't do it. You'd rather burn than submit to him. That's, I think, where humanity is. We need God to rescue us from that, from our sin, from our carnal pride, our evil nature that doesn't seek him. Heaven is not for those who just want to go play golf and see their relatives. I mean, if you don't love God, I don't love God, heaven will not be a comfortable place. Think about it. If you and God were the only ones in heaven, if it was like just you and him, in all of his holy fierceness, his hatred for sin, his absolute righteousness. If you're not comfortable with a God like that, heaven's not going to be for you. We have to get comfortable with a God who is perfect, morally perfect, and has come to save us, to make us like himself, to be in love with him, to be connected with him, in fellowship with him daily, to give him everything, to hold nothing back, to be lost in him, to find ourselves in him. This is the God that the Bible describes, which we don't really hear about much today. Getting through that period of fear and dread, I didn't get a lot of help. So I'm offering you what I found, what I learned. The truth is that when Jesus Christ died, he died to make a payment for my sin, for the sin of anybody who will believe on him. And he can take care of the sin problem. He can. And he tells us to seek him with all of our heart. And that if we seek him, trusting and knowing that he's good and that he will hear us, he said, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. If you want rest, so that you don't have to ignore hell, but you can stare it in the face and say, I'm safe. I'm as safe from going there as Jesus Christ himself. Can you get there? Yes, you can. Should you get there? Absolutely. It's insane to live any other way. Believing on him, trusting in him, knowing him and knowing that he knows me allows me to sit in the fire, to this simulated sauna, reminding me of the heat, the discomfort that awaits everyone who will not seek God. To try to have a sense of mission to convey my story so that other people don't have to suffer the way I did, that they can find peace and rest in him, not in religion, not in church, but in Jesus Christ himself, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So we talk about truth. I'm telling you my truth. You have your truth. But then there's the truth. And if my truth and your truth don't align, let's talk. Maybe I'm wrong. Show me. What do you think? Here's what I'm saying. Jehovah God of the Old Testament is the King of the universe. There's no other God. It's him. And he has a law. He has a kingdom. He's a king. He has a kingdom, and there's a law for his kingdom. And that law is what we would think of as the Mosaic law, Torah. That's the law of God's kingdom. This is not just Old Testament. This is one of the very first things that Jesus said when he started his ministry. Matthew 5:17-19. Study that text, meditate on it, internalize it. Torah is the law of his kingdom. God is angry with everyone who's breaking Torah, especially people who are breaking it knowing better. And we should all know better. This creates a problem between us and God. He has defined sin as breaking Torah. That's the definition. So we have a problem because almost everybody is breaking Torah. I mean, everybody is breaking Torah one way or another. But some people are just doing it deliberately, persistently as a manner of life. Those people don't know God. That's the bottom line. There are some people who are ignorant that don't know what they're doing. God's merciful to ignorance. But people who are doing this with their eyes wide open, they got a problem, an eternal problem. So Jehovah God is King of the universe. Torah is his law. And he sent his son. He came in the person of his son, Jesus Christ, to save us from breaking Torah, to save his people from breaking Torah. Matthew 1:21. Sin is the breaking of the law. The breaking of the law is sin. He came to save us from our sins, from breaking Torah. That's really point number 2. Point number 3 is you're not going to find this in religion. Christianity has thrown out Torah. Judaism has thrown out Messiah. The other religions are not even close. Even Messianic Judaism doesn't teach a salvation that's authored and finished by God. What I'm telling you that I have found, you won't find in religion. There's not a religious organization on the planet that's saying this. So I would expect almost everyone to disagree with me, and that's okay. Just tell me why. Let's talk. Think about it. Let's study. Let's pursue the truth so we can find the truth.